My most memorable marriage I got hitched when I was 24. I wrecked that the second each other beverage. I just said, I don't do two. You can make it look, you may not separate a genial right. Yet you must basically remain cool with the other individual I trust. Might dare to dream that in all that she's shown me, hi fam, can't get enough of what is truly occurring in Steve Harvey's hitched life. Are we at last hearing his side of the story? Well, hold tight to your seats, since we are going to talk a smidgen more about the genuine score between Steve Harvey and his better half Marjorie contentions about separation. And what is the conceivable reason that prompted this choice will be uncovered. Inquisitive for more data, let us continue ahead with it. As of now, you've most likely caught wind of Marjorie Harvey's supposed undertaking. However, have you likewise found out about the reports encompassing Steve's faithless demonstrations with his past spouses? Well, the spotlight these days is exclusively on Marjorie thinking about that her issue was simply late yet, considering these separation bits of hearsay individuals. Particularly the fans ought to likewise think about Steve committing an error in their relationship too in any case. Many insights concerning Marjorie's past are additionally being brought back since individuals feel that what she had preceded with her initial two relationships is pertinent to the ongoing allegations being tossed at her kindly. Welcome the chick of my fantasies, my significant other Marjorie, one of the many clasts that you will find online where Steve was purporting his adoration and veneration for his significant other Marjorie. In view of these individuals, felt that they truly have an extraordinary relationship, while likewise making a supposition that cheating could never be an issue for them, yet an amazing miracle. Take a gander at where those assumptions drove us presently. Here goes one more model in one of Steve's meetings. He said, I've settled on such countless terrible choices. You must get a separation to find the right chick. I know a tad about that in another proclamation. He said I wedded an individual who was at that point blissful. And I'm naturally cheerful, so we don't need to make each other cheerful. We can complete one another's satisfaction. He proceeded with, I don't raise exes, I don't recall them, or have any affectionate recollections. I knew nothing until my better half showed up. Yet regardless of that multitude of sweet words, they are currently at the center of attention. And the explanation was dreadful nor blissful. Their once unshakable association is being tested, with the chance of falling to pieces. Imagining that they will get a separation makes every individual who pull for them troubled. Furthermore, this could destroy their cutting-edge mixed family arrangement too. What befell men who should be dependable? Do you have at least some idea that we must deal with a lady and a few kids, a few major words, from a man who has been blamed by his ex for having different illicit relationships? Yet since an ever-increasing number of individuals are accusing Marjorie, certain individuals couldn't resist the opportunity to sneak around in more. And what they disentangled is another gossip. Yet this time, it is about Steve's untrustworthiness. This is the kind of thing that many priority expected they are being discussed due to an issue, so individuals would surely need more subtleties. And clearly Marjorie was by all accounts not the only one in the relationship who committed a mix-up. We are not including botches here, you realize. It's that individuals ought to take a gander at the two sides of the story prior to making suspicions and bits of hearsay. Indeed, Marjorie, I surmise she did what she felt like she needed to do. I think she offered her spirit to Satan. So for the people who don't have the foggiest idea about this, is Jim Townsend the primary person that Marjorie wedded? She was just 18 around then, yet being youthful isn't what demolished their relationship. Evidently Jim was as yet hitched when he got along with Marjorie. She has no information on his current wife, however. At that point, rumors from far and wide suggest that she purposefully halted her contraception to make sure she would get pregnant with him. She succeeded and had her girl Lori. Due to this, Jim at long last chosen to end things with his better half, yet that isn't the finish of it. Since June was researched for unlawful substances, it prompted him being detained, and he should serve life there. Yet when Barack Obama was the president, he absolved him to spare the gritty details he escaped prison, made a book, and had a few disclosures there concerning Marjorie then. At that point, that hitched to her second husband, Darnell Woods, one more substance bender, Little, is had some significant awareness of the reason for their separation. In light of the fact that the two players wouldn't discuss what went down between them to the public now, Stephen. Marjorie's relationship is something that numerous individuals upheld. Loads of fans truly accepted that they were intended to be together in light of the fact that they have known one another for quite a while as of now, before they at long last chosen to date experience passionate feelings. For and afterward got hitched. Where did I meet you, gracious? First time we met, Memphis. We're at a satire club, Oak. How could we meet? I was late, you were late. Came to a parody club. She descended front with her sweetheart Marjorie. Once shared how they met and got together. This earned such a lot of reverence from the crowd. So in the beyond couple of days, you were presumably hearing accounts of Marjorie going behind Steve's back with his own protector, William, the enormous Blast Freeman. Both Marjorie and Steve were not tending to any of these allegations. I mean, Marjorie and Freeman presumably have bunches of cooperations. Thinking about that, the last option is frequently with her significant other. Come on, hearing this sort of plot is the same old thing, and more often than not such issues were really false. As I said, I was drawn closer by individuals from his unique group that have all been terminated by Marjorie. They consider her the green eye beast. She's been seen wherever with Steve. Yet the thing is blending the pot. Much additional is a disclosure from a famous podcaster, Tasha K. She said, you realize I heard a few data about Steve, the 60-year-old, and his staggering confidential cook. Okay, observe that Tasha K is famous, not on the grounds that every one of her accounts have a strong premise, but since of the number of stories she that was spreading about various specialists. And a large portion of them are truly lies. What's going on about these individuals? They are standing out from these allegations, since they know that once they put out any sort of data about renowned celebs and superstars, individuals would continuously discuss it until it fans out like quickly online. Only half a month prior, Steve and Marjorie are apparently on excellent conditions, as Steve showed his affection to his significant other on Instagram. He composed as yet pushing ahead, and afterward labeled Marjorie on the post. Yet things could change in a moment, particularly when there are tales like this encompassing the couple. First, it was Marjorie, yet presently, the tables have turned as Steve is purportedly having his reasonable portion of undertakings. You realize this was not whenever that Steve first was blamed for tricking. He was accounted for having an unsanctioned romance a bigger number of times than bits of gossip about Marjorie doing. Likewise, recollect his most memorable marriage with Marcia Harvey. Around then he was not yet the refined jokester in television, have as we as a whole know him. Now when they were as yet hitched, Marcia attempted to stay quiet about her own life. They isolated in 1994, leaving her while she was pregnant with their third kid, him gradually making a name, while continually being away from home, probably added to their separation. However, it was anything but a turbulent separation. His subsequent separation was way more terrible. Mary Shackelford, with Steve's subsequent spouse, reports are guaranteeing that Steve and Mary began seeing each other even before his separation with Marcia was concluded. Following quite a while of being together, Mary and Steve finished things in 2005. From that point on, things between them turned out to be so muddled. When I ponder how rapidly he pushed ahead from me to Marjorie, that was upsetting. In 2011, Mary confronted a fight in court with Steve for offering bogus expressions about the host. She truly got a tremendous measure of provision and a few homes when they got separated, yet Mary was doing great and proceeded to guarantee more malignant allegations towards Steve. She even demanded that Steve went behind her back with Marjorie, Steve's ongoing spouse. It was extremely tumultuous yet versatile with Steve. About that show, currently individuals are gradually understanding That Mary was presumably saying reality regarding Steve deceiving I bet that fans are as yet confident and consistently putting their trust on Steve. About his devotion to Marjorie, well now Betty has been hitched for the third time, the possibilities of him tricking in the past is high a direct result of this large number of many individuals. Begin discussing the chance of separation Steve had experienced multiple times, and he appeared to be unshaken by the beyond two separations. I surmise we simply need to hang tight for additional data prior to accepting this, since Marjorie Steve actually look pretty strong now. So fam, how about that Steve truly permit his marriage with Marjorie to go to pieces, or this multitude of tales not exactly meaning a thing to the two of them? Let your contemplations fall down in the remarks, spill that tea. And obviously remember,